Welcome to another sample CKA test video from the Azure Guy. I am an Azure Solutions Architect, an Azure Administrator, an Azure Security Engineer, as well as a certified Kubernetes application developer. CKA sample test question 11, network service dash cluster IP. Skill level for this question is medium. This question covers the services and networking part of the CKA efficient curriculum, in particular understanding pod-to-pod communication, as well as this network service or services. The question: create a deployment named web servers in the namespace external. Image should be Nginx and 3 replicas. Create a service named web service and expose a service so the web servers are only reachable from within the cluster. Use the wget command to test your work and write the results to a file named q11.txt. Alright, well, let's get started. Alright, welcome to question 11. And our task here is create a deployment. So let's get started here. Create deployment. And it's supposed to be called web servers. I'm going to use a little online help. And it looks like image would be a good one to have next. And we're told in the question to use Nginx. The namespace should be external. And 3 replicas. And probably one port equals 8. That's what Nginx uses by default. Let's do a dry. Let's write this to an YAML file. Just for good fun. Question 11, deploy. .yaml. Dry dash run equals clients. Doesn't look right. That looks good. All right. Let's take a look at our file. And I don't think we need to change anything. Notice our labels is app web servers. So that's important when we create our service. And using port 80. Alright. We'll quit out of that. We didn't change anything. And I think that's step 1 done. Alright. Excellent. Alright, step 2 is creating the service called web service. So I'm going to go ahead and clear my screen. qctl create service. I believe you go type here first. Yep, we want expose a service to the web servers are only reachable from within the cluster. We can see we have a couple choices here. Load balancer, node port, and cluster IP. We want cluster IP. That only allows for communication within the cluster itself. Or node port gives you access outside, as well as load balancer. But cluster IP is the answer here. Let's do another help. Maybe there's no dashes. That's correct. Alright, so here we want namespace to be, did we? Yeah, we did external, I believe, on the, we'll have to make sure, but I think I did external. And then we want the TCP port. And we want to go 80, 80, and the service, or the actual pod, is listed on 80. And so, what else do we need? I think that's it. Well, again, of course, make this a YAML file. Q11 service. Well, we want web service, I think. Is the question. Exactly one name is required. You got 0. Oh, we didn't give it a name. Web service. How about that? Likes that a little better? We'll do a Vim. And here we need to change our app to web servers, I believe is what it is in our pod. App web servers, we'll do a double check. We'll go ahead and create our YAML, our pod from step 1, because we didn't do that. Our deployment. Oh, kubectl creates namespace external. At least it answers the question if I put it in the YAML file or not. Alright, we'll do a kubectl get pods show labels and namespace external. App equal web server, so we should be good there. Let's go ahead and create our service. Excellent. Let's do a clear screen. Let's check a few things out here. We'll do a get service. Namespace external. And we get our cluster IP, so we need that. And then we also want to see if we have any endpoints on our service. So I'm going to describe service web service service and namespace external, since I only have one there. And we do have endpoints. And we expect 3 because we have 3 replicas. So I think we're looking pretty good. All right. End step 2. Okay, so now we want to test our work. So we want to create a temporary pod and then run a wget command to one of our deployment pods. So you say kubectl run, so I say tpod for temporary pod. We'll do an image busybox. Make it interactive. We'll say remove when done. Namespace external. And bin/sh. I think that'll do it. There we go. wget. Now you want 10.103.68.254. I'm getting that from my cluster IP right here. And then we want port 8080 because that is the port that we were advertising the service on. And kaboom. worked. We can also go back in. Oh, it didn't delete. I wonder why it didn't delete itself. Did it just not do it yet? Oh, that was a mistake. Exit out of my terminal session there. Alright, clear. There we go, it's better. I believe I can do wget and the name of the service. And then, it's going to 80, so we have to tell that not to use 80, but how about 8080? And it still works. So you could use the cluster IP or the service name. So pretty good. Then the last part is to take this. I guess I should take all of this. Copy. Instead of put it in a file called cube11.txt. Little paste. I'll save it. And I think we got full credits. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll go on to the next question.